Hi, very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We have with us the members from Hycast, Mr. Ola and Mr. August. We are going to discuss over the next half an hour about the organization called Hycast and what are the technologies they offer for the entire aluminium value chain. So thank you very much for taking the time out and giving us the time. What globally our customers would really want to know is what is Hycast and what kind of products you offer to the aluminium value chain.
Okay, then I can start, and August, you can just pitch in, whatever. Hycast is a company which originated from the Hydro R&D department more than 30 years back. And the R&D department needed a company that could commercialize the technology which they were working on. And then Hycast was created and started with casting equipment, billet casting equipment. And from there we are, what I also can say, we are also still a Hydro company. We are 100% owned by Hydro, and we are a technology partner for and development partner for Hydro. Since I might be jumping back and forth, but since 2009 we were allowed to sell the technology outside Hydro. And from 2009 up until today we have grown quite rapidly, I would say, and are today one of the major players for casting equipment, billet and slab, for what we call a complete casting line, which is launder system, degasser, casting systems with a high level of automation. Sure. Yeah, so that's basically Hycast. Today we are located in Norway, Europe, and basically we do business now all across the globe.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And we have been talking about how over almost more than 3 decades, Hycast has grown from strength to strength while offering the different types of technology for the casting universe. Would you like to tell me a little bit about that journey in terms of technical excellence and some of the unique features of Hycast?
What separates us from, I would say, other technology providers is the strong link to the operation in Hydro. Hydro, as our mother, operates is the biggest billet producer in Europe, and by utilizing the competence in operation with our competence of technology development, we combined will have a competitive edge, I would say, with competitors that do not have the same link to operations, because we know what works in operation, and we will definitely get feedback directly from operations if things are not working.
Okay. I think, listen, I think, Hycast is located like 200 meters away from the largest smelter in Europe. So, sure. And our employees, a lot of our employees who are out at these different sites and installing equipment have been working for years in the cast house operation of this large smelter. So the guys working for us, they've been on the floor for some of the guys I know have worked in the cast house for 10, 15, 20 years before starting in Hycast. So of course they bring a wealth of experience and know-how that you wouldn't get from a desktop exercise, just being an engineer and designing equipment. So if you can sit side by side with someone who's been on the floor for 15 years, it's just going to get another dimension, right?
Sure.
So,
And also I can add that there's also the biggest research center in hydro is located in the same location.
yeah.
So we have the big smelter, you have the research center facility where you can test all equipment, validate new alloys before put into operation, and Hycast. So that triangle, that competence triangle is key for the development of Hycast through the years. So we would never be where we are today without the combined competence of the, and we are a community of 5,000 people live in Sunndal. I would say 99% are working with aluminium and in some way at least, and so it's what we do, but we are born with that in our DNA. So that's
Yeah. Another strength I would say is that our subcontractors, which we use in our production, they're also located in Sunndal where we are. So I mean, of course, there's a symbiosis here, right? There's an ecosystem both within Hycast and Hydro living next to each other, but also our subcontractors are located just down the road. So it's just a good recipe for creating good products.
Absolutely. And that sounds really great. Now, the other day we were also talking about a very nicely created monitoring system.
yes.
Of how all these equipments work together. Would you like to highlight that a little bit more?
Then you are talking about the overall the control system of the technology. Yeah, that is, I would say, the heart of our technology is the know-how, the competence of the process, and by utilizing this competence, we have developed a software control system, which now it's fully automated. So you just start the cast at the touch of a button, and then it runs until the end, and everything is automated. So you really don't need too much people. And one of the things we are working very hard on is to remove people from dangerous positions, the safety aspect, because using aluminium or producing aluminium, you need liquid aluminium first, and then you need it to be cooled, and then you need water. And combining water and liquid aluminium is a risky business. So by using all our competence, we are now working hard on finding ways to remove the operators from the dangerous positions, because accidents do happen in the industry. We have never had an accident with our equipment that has led to a severe injury. So in 30 years. So that is something we are proud of, and we would like to keep it that way. So safety for the workers is our number one priority.
It is.
Excellent, and very nicely pointed out. I think globally the aluminium community also gives the utmost priority to this particular aspect, the safety and the well-being of the workers who ever work on the floor. When I shift a little bit towards the different geographies where Hycast is present through its customers or technologies, which are those regions which are of great focus for you?
Well, I think we are pretty young as a, let's say, external company still. So we are learning, and we are trying to gain as much knowledge about the different markets as we can. We started very early after we were allowed to sell externally to look into China, because we saw there was a tremendous growth going on in China, and China has been one of our big markets the last 5 to 7 years, I would say. So an important market. We have also set up a separate office in Shanghai, supporting that market. We also have a big presence in North America. Obviously, Europe as our home market we have a big presence there. Also in the Middle East, we are present on several locations. And finally, we have now, let's say, not changed, but we have increased our focus on India. We are now supplying our first major project in India. It will be delivered later this year. The equipment is already on site, so we're looking forward to that. Hydro has a big team of analysts working. We, as a subsidiary of Hydro, we are able to tap into that knowledge. That is important for us because I'm talking to the analysts. They all say that India will be important the next decade, and that's also one of the reasons why we are here this week, because it's something we believe will be important for us as well in the future.
Yeah. Like you said, it's a privilege, coming to India, being part of such a prestigious project as the one with Vedanta and AlCircle. So I think definitely we have a big job to do in order to position Hycast in the minds of all the aluminum producers out there, since we've only been in the market since 2009, right? So there's definitely a job to be done there, but hopefully with this project we have now, it will put us on the map in India.
I'm sure you will, and I'm sure that in the days to come there will be many more projects so that we can have the Hycast team more frequently.
Yeah, that we really hope. Yeah, fingers crossed.
Absolutely. Now, globally, when we interact with different companies, sustainability comes as one of the major themes across any particular discussion. And I think when we are talking about the casting industry as a whole, that is one of the major areas. For example, the carbon footprint reduction. There are people think that a lot to be done. How is Hycast doing its bit in order to facilitate or support its client to do that?
It's a big question, and it's a really important question. When it comes to, I would say, sustainability, you can also include people, because people is definitely part of that picture. So safety, people is definitely key, and that we have been focusing on for 30 years.
Sure.
So that is, I would say, covered already. We just have to continue to improve. When it comes to our technology, we have actually technology in our portfolio that has that will generate less footprint if you're talking about sustainability. We have products which are a degasser which is grain free, so you don't have to empty metal and remelt. We are not supplying equipment with chlorine, because that's also something we would like to avoid. Some need it, some use it, but we don't sell it. So that's a statement from us. And we are also working on, because actually traveling is actually also a big footprint for at least for us, because we are supporting our customers worldwide. So how are we going to do that? We can have offices everywhere, of course, but we believe in a slightly different approach. We would like to be serving the customers remotely by being connected to the customer. We have a customer room, like a NASA facility, where we can connect to the customer. We can cast for the customer. We can troubleshoot, and we can fix the problems online.
Wow.
So that is, I would say, it's not only important for the sustainability part, but it's also a good thing for the customer, who will get assistance in 5 minutes and not 1 hour or 5 hours or 10 hours or so.
Absolutely.
So that's but sustainability is, of course, it's top of mind at the moment. We have safety as but you can argue that it's part of the sustainability, but you have safety number one, and then now sustainability and to work for solutions that will improve our footprint is something we are spending a lot of time on.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll just add to that. You know, sustainability. If you think about it, you know, delivering equipment that will last for 30 years, that's also sustainable. We deliver graphite rings that will cost 1,500 times, not 700. So you don't have to replace them. That's also sustainability, right? Not having to replace parts, delivering good quality equipment. That's something we take a tremendous amount of pride into. So, and which we're also known for. So that's not only sustainable, it's profitable as well.
Yeah.
Deliver good quality equipment. So that's I would say is really important as well.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah, absolutely. Any major focus in the year 2023, and it can be in terms of customer acquisition, it can be in terms of new product or new technology introduction?
Well, we have a big year ahead of us, or we're already there. We, as I guess several other companies, there was major challenges during the COVID situation that meant some of our deliveries were postponed, either due to the customer is not able to build. So we have some work to be, let's say, done from the last couple of years. But we are en route, and that's more operations. But I would say we have a new product which we will launch later this year, which is I can share already now, but it's a camera system which runs underneath the casting table, and it will help the operators to spot problems. It can detect challenges on its own. It will remove people from dangerous positions, because in the past you had to have a torch light and go check status. Now you don't have to do that.
Excellent.
So that camera system is something we have spent the last 3-4 years developing. It looks like a little thing, but it's actually a big thing, because it will help the cast house improve performance, avoid bleed outs, downtime. You can do better preventive maintenance. So that's a new product which we are launching this year. We are one of the companies. We are the game changer in the industry. That's what we are proud to say, and that being backed by the number of new technologies we bring into the market. So it's not something we're just saying, but we're actually proving it, and we see that others are trying to copy our solutions in the years following, and that's, for us, is I would say that's the proof that we are doing something right. So we are proud to see that others are trying to copy us. Of course, we don't like if they are violating patents and so on, but it's proof.
Testimonial to our work.
I would say so. So that's so we have this year, as all the following years, we have a new product this year as well. Sometimes it's a small thing, sometimes it's a big thing.
Of course,
Yeah.
but all those things taken together definitely adds tremendous value to your customer.
and if you piece them together, it will be a really good setup.
100%. 100%. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Soumyadip talking to Mr. Ola and Mr. August from Hycast. Team Hycast has shared with us about the new technical developments and about the overall organization. Thank you very much, Mr. Ola. Thank you very much, Mr. August,
Thank you.
for spending time with us. Thank you.
Thank you.